Croeso nôl, welcome back. This video is part of a series where I travel all the way from here in South Wales to Kazakhstan. I've been inspired by shows like Race Across the World and countless YouTube series, so I'm doing it the scenic way. And what that basically means is I'm trying to avoid flying wherever possible. Why am I doing this? Well, for football. Wales are playing in Kazakhstan on the 4th of September and I'm going to be there. And I thought it was too long of a way to avoid all of the fantastic places in between, so I'm going to try and check them out along the way. The distance between Bari and Astana in Kazakhstan is 4,000 miles. I've planned a very rough route, which is basically just heading east, which means that I'm going to be passing through all of Europe, across the length of Turkey, up into the Caucasus, and then hopefully across the Caspian Sea into Kazakhstan. If you want to catch up live, then I'll leave a link to my social media in the video description, and I'll be posting more regular daily uploads, sort of catch-up videos on there. So if you're new to the channel and you want to check out this series from the start, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the first video of the series, and you can start from there. Just a quick one to say subscribing really does help me a lot. But for now, we're in. Hello. Enough of that intro. I'm gonna quickly show you where I'm staying. I booked a fairly budget hotel just because I needed a bit of my own space to get some editing done today, especially. So it's nearly 5 p.m. Spent a whole day being fairly productive, and yeah, I mean, this is what the hotel's like. It's not the most swanky hotel I've ever stayed in, but it's got enough space and air conditioning and Wi-Fi for me to get done pretty much everything I need to get done. The bathroom is also nothing to shout home about, but perfectly functional. We're going to head out now and we're going to have a little explore of the Old Town. We're going to get some food and maybe have a couple of drinks. Weird observation I've made. Dunking is incredibly common here in Tbilisi. I've seen, I don't know, 10 already. And considering I've never really seen them out the US, it's crazy. I mean, literally, there's one there, and there's one there. Look, just behind the bus, next to the subway. So what's that? 2 in like, I don't know, 50 meters? It's crazy. I don't get it. But I've booked on a walking tour now, which will be interesting for the next couple of hours, and then yeah, probably going to go for a couple more beers later, and probably some food as well. Well, the walking tour is going pretty well. The guide is quite eccentric, but yeah, pretty good. It's getting a much nicer vibe down these old town streets now. Okay, so walking tour's just finished. Really good fun. If anyone's particularly interested in what group or company it was, then I will let me know and I'll let you know. Yeah, I mean, I probably need some dinner now because it is now 9:30 and I haven't eaten, so I need something. And then maybe a couple of drinks as well, see how it goes. We're kind of around where I stay anyway, so I will just nip down here and we will go and grab some food. So you've got to poke a little hole and then suck all the juice out. And it is very, very, very bad to use a knife and fork. You will upset a lot of Georgians. Yum. They were fantastic. They're so good. I deliberately never really tried Georgian food because when I knew that I would come to Georgia, I really wanted it to be Not surprising, because I know it's good, because everyone tells me all the time how good it is, but I really wanted to be like authentically surprised by it, and my god, it's so good, so good. So those 5 khinkali were 10 lari. 10 lari is about £3, and that was on like the main street. Yeah, it's such a great place to yeah, it's such a great place to come. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably go for another beer or 2 and then hit the hay, and then we will have a proper day actually exploring the city tomorrow. Boreda, good morning from Tbilisi. It's our 2nd day here, and today we're gonna start by jumping in a taxi, more specifically a Bolt. You all know my affinity for Bolt, and we're gonna go somewhere slightly out of town, but should be pretty good. So that Bolt from central Tbilisi to here, the Chronicles of Georgia, which was a half-an-hour drive, cost 15 laris. 15 laris is £4. Crazy. These are the Chronicles of Georgia, a very ambitious Soviet project that started in 1985, trying to tell the history of Georgia. In total, there are 16 of these enormous pillars, all telling the history of various parts of Georgia. When you're here, it really looks like something out of Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. Something from a species long gone. These lower sections, these are telling stories from the Bible and about Orthodox Christianity. And the upper sections, there, you can see a king by there. They're the ones telling the history of Georgia. And if you can read up there, everything's in the Georgian language and in the Georgian alphabet. It's a very different alphabet to anything else you'd have come across, but it's very historically important to the Georgian people. As well as being worthwhile to visit in its own right, it's also worthwhile simply for the views that you get from being up here. This is up on a hill, and just away you get fantastic views of this lake, but also fantastic views down over the suburbs of Tbilisi itself. Sadly, the city centre is down that way and obstructed by the hill. It goes without saying that this place is fairly popular with tourists, but you will not find big tour groups here. You won't find coaches full of tourists here. It's actually quite eerie, because there's actually only about 10, maybe 12 tourists walking around fairly quietly. The only thing worth mentioning is, if you do plan on visiting here as a tourist and you've got mobility issues, sadly there's not really any way around the stairs. And I think just like that, I think it's time to get a taxi back into town. I feel like it might be lunchtime now. For some reason, someone with a parrot's just turned up. Don't get that, but each to their own. If you want to take your parrot on a day out, then fair enough. And just like that, we are back in central Tbilisi. Got another Bolt back, just as cheap as the one there, which is good to know. Really is a go-to app you really need to download if you come in here. So we're going to do a little bit more exploring now, but first I think a bite of lunch is in order. I haven't had the one really well-known type of khachapuri yet, so I think that's on the cards for today. So that is the spot where I went for lunch in there. It's called Khinkali Bar, And I know I had khachapuri in there anyway, but yeah, it was very good. Very good, very reasonable. In total, it cost 22 laris, which I think is about £6. So yeah, fantastic value yet again for another very, very good meal. Some lads just dropped a whole box of beer. Unlucky. Tough day on the job. Anyway, we are now at what they call Meidan Square, which is, well, I mean, it's kind of a square. It's kind of like a car free-for-all, to be honest. This is what it's like. But we came through here on my walking tour yesterday, and there is a bazaar underneath the square that is very, very cool, and I wanted to show you it. So we are going to go down here, past the sleeping dogs, into the bazaar. This bazaar is especially cool because it only sells Georgian made products. As you can see, wine features very heavily. These little khinkali and khachapuri magnets are really taking my eye. How cute is that? They even sell these traditional Georgian winter hats. It's probably a little bit hot for me at the moment though. Maybe if we come back in the winter next time. What do you reckon? Do you think they'd suit me? Yeah, I'm not convinced. I think I'll stick to the baseball caps. They've also got these cool wine drinking horns. They vary in size a bit. There's also some more traditional tourist tat if that's what you're into. Actually, these are very nice. Now we're going to try and do something that we couldn't do yesterday, but we can today, I think. Because the cable cars are running, so we're going to go up there and we're going to go and see the Mother of Georgia statue. The views that you can get from this cable car are absolutely fantastic, just as you're passing over the river and you're looking onto Old Town Tbilisi. You get a fantastic view of the city from here. You really do get a fantastic view of the city from here. You can see the fort, well, the fortress is there, but it's closed. You've got the cathedral down there. Then where we started, this is the whole old town by here. And then the city just carries on all the way out there. I was looking to see if you could see the Chronicles, but actually, I don't think you can. I think that little hill blocks it from view. Well, it's not some serene, peaceful hill when you get up here. It's full of touristy stuff. I mean, people are going to make their money somehow, haven't they? And flogging tourist tat is definitely a preferred method. This is the Mother of Georgia statue. It was created in 1958 to celebrate Tbilisi's 1500th anniversary. It's very similar to the Mother Armenia in Yerevan or the Mother of Russia in Volgograd. When it was originally built, it was built out of wood, but it was later clad in aluminium in the 1960s. It's holding a sword in its right hand to symbolise the defence of the country, and in the left hand, a bowl of wine symbolising their fantastic Georgian hospitality and ability nationwide to get pissed up. I have absolutely no idea why, but for some reason in all the tourist sites in Tbilisi, there's some man with a bird of prey. If the fortress was still open, I'd have stayed up here for longer, but it's not. So time to head back down, I think. Okay, as is becoming a bit of a theme, I had to nip back and get some work done this afternoon. Yeah, so that was that. We've still got all of tomorrow to do a little bit more touristy stuff in Tbilisi, but for now I think it's time to go and grab some dinner and then probably a couple of drinks as well. It's Friday night here in Tbilisi, and I'm wondering if there's a little bit more going on than there has been the last couple of nights. Look how good this spot looks. I might have to come here tomorrow for breakfast. Proper hole in the wall. So we are taking a walk up Jerusalem Street, and we're doing that because just off a side street here apparently is a really good view up over that Mother of Georgia statue. So that'll be pretty cool before we grab some food. Look at this building with the wooden balconies. Don't know what's going on in there, but the wooden balconies are cool. Well guys, I ended up joining a stag just after taking those photos of the nice Mother of Georgia statue. I ended up joining a stag do, and I spent the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours with them. Brilliant night, absolutely steaming. Great bunch of lads. I'll throw in the couple of photos I took then now. Yeah, what can I say? The evening didn't go as planned, but do you know what? That is what solo travel does. You end up doing stuff that you don't necessarily intend, and you have a brilliant time. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Nostar. Good morning, folks. A bit of a slow start this morning after a very late one last night. Great fun though, absolutely fantastic. There's a few bits that I want to see today, and then there's some Georgian football on the cards later, which is going to be good fun. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's last day in Tbilisi today. So yeah, pretty much just mopping up all the stuff that I haven't already seen. So I've made it out. Just had to go and change some money. And now I'm gonna go and grab some food, I think. So I hopped in a Bolt just to this slightly different part of town, just because it's the bit that we haven't explored yet. It cost like, I don't know, £1.30 for 10 minutes in a taxi. Is unbelievable. You know my thoughts on Bolt already. So the first thing that we see, this is a statue of Shota Rustaveli, and he is a medieval Georgian poet from the 13th century, I think, and he's known as like the greatest Georgian literary genius kind of thing. Loads of things are named after him, including this really long street that we will walk down on the way back, and it's got loads of really grand buildings, and yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head what else is down there, but all of the buildings look like these big facades, and yeah, looks good. Mind you, I think this one looks abandoned. All the windows are kicked in. Okay, no judgment, but this is going to hopefully make me functional. So, like I said, we're now walking down Rustaveli Avenue, which is a real like Soviet-style boulevard. Lots of big, tall, grand buildings either side, lots of pillars. Yeah, very grand, very photogenic. You can see what I mean about the big boulevards now. It's very leafy, very green, and lots of very big, tall buildings. I think this is a hotel over there. But even these buildings that are just shop fronts, they've still got all the old balconies, the decoration on the brickwork. If you're interested, there are quite a lot of Chinese restaurants here. I think Georgia and China have quite good relations, and as a result there are quite a lot of Chinese tourists and Chinese people who've moved here and have opened up quite nice restaurants. So yeah, if you like Asian food, then there's plenty of choices. This really grand building over here is the Georgian State Opera House. It's a very, very nice looking building. And all the way along this street there are these cool little statues. And I mean, they're all the way along. If you just bear with me while we take maybe 20 or 30 steps. Then here's another one. I'll show you some of the others now as well. I'm not going to show you all of them because you'd basically just be listening to me witter on for 10 minutes while I show you statues. But I think they're pretty cool. This guy really resonated with me. I feel like him on a travel day. And this statue's pretty cool as well. A musician coming out of the wall. I hope to God that's his knee and not something else. And this is the Georgian Parliament building. I can't get too close because there are a lot of police around. Georgia has had some quite widespread protests over the last year or so, and they have been centred here. Despite not actually needing to go anywhere, we are about to go on the Tbilisi Metro because it is one of the most interesting in the world, in my opinion. It was built in the 60s and is one of the deepest in the world because it was built to also be a bomb shelter. And one of the stops has one of the longest and deepest escalators in the world. So yeah, we're going to head in and just ride it for a laugh. I'm aware I'm into this kind of stuff, but it is pretty cool down here. It's also much more chilled than some. I did the same thing when I went to Yerevan a few years ago before I started this channel, and they would not let me have any camera or phone out at all. They were very, very strict. I want to go back there. I want to make some videos there. I think it'd be really cool. I thought that was fun. I basically just took the metro and took it back. Yeah, real fun for me. We are now at Liberty Square, so I will go and show you that now. So this is Liberty Square. It's a cool golden statue in the middle. Nice Georgian flag on the building by there. Other than that, it is a massive roundabout and it is absolute bedlam. I came through here on my Bolt earlier. I thought we were going to just get stuck on the roundabout forever. And just like that, we are back to around the corner from where I'm staying. Yeah, it's a big city, but the centre's not too bad. Okay, after another little edit break back in the hotel, it's time to go out for some dinner. Our last dinner in Georgia. Very sad, because tomorrow we are leaving the country. You will see about that tomorrow in its own little video. So yeah, I won't say anything more about it. You will see tomorrow. Tomorrow your time as well. 2 videos in 2 days. Oof. What am I like? Anyway, yeah, time to go and grab some dinner. I think I fancy some more khinkali.
I got it.
Well, that really was another great, successful Georgian dinner. Total was 16 laris, so what's that? 16 is about £4.50 for a full dinner, and a Coke Zero as well. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, it is time for me to head to the football. I will show you that, and we're gonna head there now. I'm gonna have to get a taxi because it's quite far, and the taxis are really cheap, so I can't be bothered going on the bus, pretty much. And this is what the stadium looks like. This is the Mikhail Meshki Stadium in Tbilisi. Some of you may be more familiar with it as being Georgian rugby team's home stadium, predominantly. But today we were watching some Georgian top-flight football. We were watching Iberia against Dinamo Batumi. Despite being a poor crowd, they had some good food and drink options. Got myself a hot dog, which looked a bit like it had more sauce than hot dog in, but it turns out it was hiding. What to say about that? It was a game of football. Finished 0-0. Nothing really happened. Good fun. Probably the beer was a highlight, but it is what it is. It turns out I forgot to do an ending to this video, so you can have it while I'm eating this chimney cake. I really enjoyed my time in Georgia, Tbilisi especially. I'd love to come back. I'm sure I will. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed too. And if you did, then stick around on the channel.